Welcome, my friends. Pull up a chair, perhaps pour yourself a cup of warm tea, and let the world outside fade into a soft blur. Today, we are not just talking about a plant. We are embarking on a journey through time, spirit, and the very soil of human civilization. We are going to talk about the queen of the fields, the golden teacher, the plant that literally built empires and fed the souls of gods before it ever touched a dinner plate. We are talking about corn, maize, Zea maize. You might look at a simple ear of corn and see a vegetable, a snack, or perhaps just a common crop. But if you listen closely to the rustle of those long, papery leaves in the twilight wind, you will hear the whispers of 10,000 years. Corn is not like other plants. It is a biological miracle, a mystery that scientists still debate, and a spiritual anchor for millions. It is the only grain that cannot survive without the human hand. It does not scatter its seeds to the wind. It offers them to us, wrapped in a protective husk, waiting for a partnership that began in the misty highlands of ancient Mesoamerica.
To understand the soul of corn, we must travel back, far beyond the modern industrial farms, to a time when the earth was young, and the connection between man and nature was a vibrant, pulsing chord. Imagine, if you will, the Balsas River Valley in Mexico. The air is thick with the scent of damp earth and wild herbs. There grew a grass called Teosinte. It didn't look like corn. It had tiny, hard kernels that could break a tooth, and only a handful of them on a spike no bigger than a finger. Yet, through a mystical dialogue between the indigenous people and the spirit of the land, this wild grass began to transform. It wasn't just breeding. It was a slow-motion explosion of life. Over centuries, the kernels softened, the cobs grew, and the plant we know today emerged. A gift from the gods, or perhaps a masterpiece of human intuition. In the Mayan creation myth, the Popol Vuh, the gods tried to make humans out of mud, but they dissolved. They tried wood, but the wooden people had no souls and forgot their creators. Finally, the gods discovered a mountain filled with yellow and white corn. They ground this corn into a meal, mixed it with water, and from this divine dough, the first true humans were formed. Think about that for a moment. In the eyes of an entire civilization, we are not just people who eat corn. We are corn. Our flesh is its starch. Our blood is its sweetness. When you hold a cob of corn, you are holding the literal substance of your ancestors.
The rustle of a cornfield at night is a sound unlike any other. It is a rhythmic, dry shiver, a language of ghosts and growth. Farmers in the Midwest often say that on a hot July night, if you stand perfectly still in the center of the field, you can actually hear the corn growing. It's a series of tiny pops and stretches, the sound of cell walls expanding under the pressure of life itself. It is the heartbeat of the earth accelerated to a human tempo. Let us look deeper into the symbolism of the cornstalk. In the philosophy of sacred geometry and natural flow, the corn plant is a perfect vertical antenna. It reaches straight toward the sun, its roots anchoring deep into the dark, cool mystery of the soil. It represents the bridge between the celestial and the terrestrial. Each leaf is a solar panel, drinking in the golden light of the Father Sun, while the roots draw up the ancient wisdom of the Mother Earth. When we bring the essence of corn into our spiritual practice, we are inviting that same vertical alignment, the ability to stand tall, to be productive, and to remain deeply grounded even when the winds of change blow through our leaves.
Now consider the silk, those fine, shimmering threads that we often brush away with impatience when husking. In many traditions, corn silk is seen as a direct line of communication with the spirit world. It is the hair of the mother, a sensory organ that catches the pollen drifting on the breeze. Each strand of silk leads to a single kernel. If that silk does not catch its grain of pollen, the kernel will not form. It is a beautiful, fragile system of manifestation. It teaches us that for every dream we wish to harvest, there must be a receptive thread of intention waiting to catch the spark of inspiration. But how do we honor this plant in our modern lives? How do we translate this ancient majesty into a practice of care and cultivation? Growing corn is not merely an act of gardening. It is a ritual of patience and observation.
If you have the space to plant even a small patch of corn, you are participating in an ancient ceremony. You must start with the soil. Corn is a heavy feeder, a plant with a vast appetite for life. It craves a soil that is rich, dark, and full of organic memory, compost, aged manure, the broken down remains of previous seasons. As you prepare the bed, feel the texture of the earth. It should be friable and warm. Do not rush the planting. Corn loves the warmth of the sun. It will not wake up until the soil feels like a comfortable bed. When you press the seed into the earth, about an inch deep, do it with an intention. This is the moment of the hidden sun. The golden kernel carries within it a blueprint of a giant, yet it sits in total darkness. Water it gently, not with a harsh spray, but with a soft trickle that mimics a spring rain.
The most important secret to growing corn is the community principle. Corn is wind-pollinated, which means it needs its brothers and sisters close by to thrive. Never plant a single long row. The pollen will simply blow away into the void, leaving you with empty cobs. Instead, plant in blocks or squares. This creates a pollen cloud, a concentrated atmosphere of fertility where every plant supports the next. This is a profound lesson for our own lives. We are not meant to stand alone. Our greatest fruits are produced when we are surrounded by our tribe, sharing our energy and our dreams in the communal breeze. As the stalks begin to rise, you will notice their incredible speed. A healthy corn plant can grow several inches in a single day. This is the wood element in its most pure form, upward, relentless, and vibrant. During this stage, your role is that of the guardian. Ensure they have plenty of water, especially when the tassels, those feathery crowns at the top, begin to appear. The tassels are the masculine energy of the plant, releasing millions of grains of golden dust. Below them, the ears begin to swell, protected by their green husks, waiting for that dust to fall upon their silks. This is the sacred marriage of the plant, the union of high and low. There is a specific peace that comes from weeding a corn patch. The leaves are long and can be sharp, a reminder that life protects itself. As you move between the stalks, you are entering a different world. The light becomes filtered, a soft emerald green. The temperature drops slightly. It feels like a cathedral made of grass. This is where you can practice your meditation. Breathe in the scent of the green leaves and the drying pollen. It is a dusty, sweet, cereal-like aroma that settles deep in the lungs and calms the nervous system. If you cannot grow corn where you live, you can still bring its spirit into your home. A dried ear of Indian corn or flint corn, with its jewel-like kernels of blue, blood red, and deep gold, is a powerful talisman for the kitchen. In Feng Shui, these colors and the grain itself represent abundance and the earth element. Placing a bowl of multicolored corn in the heart of your home anchors the energy of the household, ensuring that there is always enough, not just enough food, but enough love, enough time, and enough joy. It is a visual prayer for prosperity.
Let us talk for a moment about the forgotten parts of the corn. The husk, once dried, becomes a medium for craft. Dolls, tamale wrappers, even woven mats.
nothing is wasted. The cob itself, once the kernels are gone, can be used as fuel or even as a base for a sweet, earthy jelly. Corn teaches us the beauty of utility. It asks us, what in your life are you throwing away that still has value? What husk are you discarding that could be woven into something beautiful? In the late autumn, when the harvest is over and the stalks turn the color of parchment, the cornfield takes on its most mystical form. This is the time of the corn mother, or the old man of the grain. In many European and indigenous traditions, the last sheaf of corn to be harvested was believed to house the spirit of the field. It was often braided into a corn dolly and kept in the farmhouse throughout the winter. This wasn't just a decoration, it was a vessel. It held the life force of the summer through the dark, frozen months, ensuring that the spirit would return to the soil in the spring.
When we look at corn through this lens, we see it as a guardian of the cycle of life, death, and rebirth. It is a plant that understands the necessity of the seasons. It gives everything it has in one glorious summer. It grows tall, it bears fruit, and then it gracefully fades, turning into the very mulch that will feed the next generation. There is no ego in the cornstalk. It does not try to be an oak tree and live for 100 years. It lives fully, intensely, for its allotted time, and then it surrenders. To care for a plant, whether it's a cornstalk in a garden or a simple house plant on a windowsill, is to enter into a contract with the living world. With corn, that contract is particularly deep. It requires you to be observant. You must watch the color of the leaves. A pale yellow might mean it's hungry for nitrogen, the breath of the soil. A curling leaf might mean it's thirsty, craving the blood of the rain. In responding to these needs, we develop a sense of empathy that extends beyond the garden. We begin to see the needs of the people around us with the same clarity.
The taste of corn, too, is a spiritual experience. Have you ever eaten an ear of corn minutes after it was plucked from the stalk? The sugars haven't yet turned to starch. It is a burst of sunlight and well water. It is the taste of a summer afternoon. When we eat this, we are consuming the captured energy of the sun. We are literally eating light. This is why corn is so central to festivals of gratitude. From the American Thanksgiving to the Mexican Fiesta de la Candelaria, corn is the guest of honor. It is the gold that you don't have to mine from the earth, because the earth offers it to you freely. Think about the sheer diversity of corn. The deep purple corn of the Andes, used to make the sacred drink chicha morada, which is packed with antioxidants and ancient energy. The white hominy of the South, treated with lime in a process called nixtamalization, a brilliant piece of ancient chemistry that unlocks the vitamins within the grain, allowing civilizations to flourish without malnutrition. This process itself is a metaphor. Sometimes we need a bit of alkalinity, a bit of harshness or a catalyst to unlock the hidden potential within ourselves.
As we move toward the end of our journey today, I want you to carry the image of the cornfield with you. See those golden tassels swaying against a deep blue sky. Hear the rhythmic of the leaves. Feel the weight of a full ear in your hand, protected by its silk and husk. Corn is a reminder that greatness comes from humble beginnings. It started as a tiny grass and became the foundation of the world. It reminds us that we need community to truly flourish. It reminds us to reach for the light while keeping our feet firmly in the dirt. And most importantly, it reminds us that we are part of a very old, very beautiful story. The next time you pass a field of corn, or even just see a package of kernels in the market, take a breath. Acknowledge the spirit of the Zaya maize. Thank it for its 10,000 years of service, for the empires it built, and for the simple, quiet joy of a summer meal. We are the children of the corn, and as long as we keep the seeds, as long as we honor the soil, the golden teacher will continue to walk with us, whispering its secrets into the wind. Stay grounded, my friends. Keep reaching for the sun, and remember, every kernel is a promise of a future harvest. Let your life be as abundant and as golden as the queen of the fields. Until we meet again in the garden of the soul, take care of your plants and let them take care of you. The rustle of the leaves is never just noise. It is a song, a blessing, and a way back home. Breathe in the gold. Breathe in the green. You are exactly where you need to be.